Welcome back to Advisory, also known as the one part of the month where we all get to take a break, hit pause, and talk about the things that matter, but don't always fit into a normal class. We hope you all had a great fall break and are ready to lock in for the last 3 weeks of school as we close out 2025 here at SHS. We are currently entering semester exam season, so now is the perfect time to revisit and remind you all about our exam exemption policy. On the screen now, you can see the exam exemption policy, which has not changed. As a reminder, our exam exemption policy has 2 criteria, attendance and grades. The first criteria is attendance. You are eligible to exempt semester exams if you have no more than 4 excused absences in one semester. Early dismissals and late arrivals up to a half day count as a half an absence. So if you arrive late or leave early from school, anywhere between 1 minute to 180 minutes, early or late, this counts as a half absence for exam exemption purposes. So if you meet criteria number 1, the attendance criteria, and you have an 83% or higher in both quarters before weight in your class, you should be able to exempt some exams. Now, what exams can you exempt? Freshmen and sophomores can exempt up to 2 exams, juniors can exempt up to 3, and eligible seniors can exempt either the first or second semester exam in each class. Remember, you cannot exempt both exams for the same class both semesters. If you are taking an AP class and intend to take the AP exam in May, take your semester exam in your AP class. This will allow you to not have to take the class semester exam along with your AP exam next semester. If you have any unexcused absences, tardies, etc., you cannot exempt your exams. As a reminder, you have 5 days to turn in a note excusing an absence, and after 5 days, notes will no longer be accepted for the purpose of being able to exempt exams. So, what happens if you can't exempt your exams? I know, the thought alone sounds like a Monday morning in February, but stay with me. Whether you love them, hate them, or pretend they don't exist until your teacher whispers, take out your pencils and calculators, exams are part of the Springboro High School experience. But real talk, exams aren't just tests of what you know. They're tests of how you prepare, how you manage stress, and how you take care of yourself when things get overwhelming. So today, we're talking about how to prepare for them without losing your cool, your sleep, or your sanity. Think of this as your Panther playbook for the season. So let's unpack all of that in a way that actually helps. Let's start with part 1, the myth of I'll just wing it. Here's a secret that's not really a secret. Even the people who look like they're winging it probably aren't. Nobody wakes up the morning of an exam with a magical burst of genius. That's not a thing. Success comes from something much less glamorous, a plan. And making a plan does not mean building a color-coded 10-hour study marathon with sticky notes everywhere like you're running NASA. It just means being intentional. Let's break it down with part 2, what effective studying actually looks like. Break it down into bite-sized chunks. Your brain is not an unlimited storage space. It has its limits. So instead of cramming for 3 hours in one night, try 20 to 30 minutes a few days in a row leading up to the exam. You'll remember more, you'll feel less burnout, and you won't turn into a caffeine-fueled gremlin at midnight. Use active studying. Active studying is where the magic happens. Reading notes is fine, but teaching the material to a friend, making practice questions, or explaining a concept to your dog, that's where the real learning sticks. Also, try to make a mini cheat sheet. No, not to use on the exam, but simply making this forces you to condense the information in a way you can understand. Panthers don't just review, Panthers practice. Use the 3 levels rule. You should practice. Level 1, memorizing the basics. Think the ability to match definitions and terms. Level 2, applying what you know. How would this work in an example? And level 3, problem solving or analysis. What do you do with it? Most exams live in level 2 and level 3, applying your knowledge. So don't stop at, I know the definition. Make sure you know what to do with it. And 4, create a study trigger. Pick a small habit that signals it's focus time. Maybe it's a specific playlist. Maybe it's a specific spot at home. Maybe it's lighting a candle that smells like I'm about to pass this test. Whatever works for you is fine. Your brain loves rituals, so make one. Now, part 3, handling test anxiety without panicking. Let's normalize something people don't always admit to out loud. Most people get nervous before exams. It doesn't mean you're unprepared. It doesn't mean you're not smart. It means you're human and you care about the outcome. Here are a few ways to control the stress instead of letting it control you. Turn the lights on in the room. Anxiety hates the unknown, so look at old quizzes, study guides, even online practice questions. Prepare in the ways we just talked about. The more familiar the exam feels, the less your brain goes into fight or flight mode. Name it to tame it. Say it out loud. I'm nervous about this exam because it matters to me. It works. It helps your brain shift from panic to problem solving. Use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding reset. If you freeze up during the test, find 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. Remember, one question won't determine your entire future. Part 4, pre-test habits that matter. And no, panicking is not a habit. The day before, review a little, but don't overdo it. Eat real food, sleep well, pack your bag the night before so you're not scrambling the next morning. The morning of your exams, drink water, move a little, even if it's just the walk from the parking lot. Avoid the pre-exam hallway panic huddle. You know the one. Everyone is spiraling, listing everything they forgot to study, and your brain is like, great, I guess I'll panic too. Just skip that. During the exam, skip hard questions and return to them later. Read all directions carefully. And if your brain does fog over, pause, breathe, and reset. You're in control more than you think. Part 5, after the test. Please don't do the hallway post-mortem. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk out of the room and someone immediately says, what did you put for number 12? I put C. C, I put B. Wait, was it D? That conversation never helps. All it does is turn a finished exam into an unsolved mystery. Your test is already turned in. Let it be. Give your brain time to recover and enjoy your winter break. Now, here's the last part. A final word from one Panther to another. Here at SHS, we care about you. Not just your grades or your test scores, but you as a person. And we want you to remember something. Exams or exam exemptions do not define your worth. They measure your readiness on one day for one thing. You are more than that. What exams can do is help you practice skills you'll use way beyond high school: preparation, focus, resilience, and showing up for yourself even when things feel hard. So, as we move toward exam season, take it step by step. Ask for help when you need it. Celebrate progress, not perfection. And remember that Panthers don't just work hard, they work smart. You've got this, Panthers.
Hey Panthers, today I'm going to be taking you through a quick tour of something that will sound pretty intense, but it's really not. Let's talk about the Ohio Honors Diplomas. So the Ohio Academic Honors Diploma is a set of requirements that are above and beyond the typical set of graduation requirements. Pursuing an honors diploma is a way of saying, hey, I went above and beyond in an area I care about. There also isn't just one honors diploma. Ohio offers several different honors diploma, each one with its own flavor. So let's break them down nice and simple without turning this into a paperwork avalanche. Let's talk about the Academic Honors Diploma first. This is the most common one and one that you guys are most familiar with. In order to earn this, you must have 4 math classes, which you need anyway, but the 4th math class must be above Algebra 2. You will also need to earn a 4th credit of science, a 4th credit of social studies, and 2 additional diploma seals. Remember, you need 2 for graduation. The next part is the experiential learning requirement. If you need more information about that category, please sign up to see your counselor. Next, you will need 3 credits of the same world language, or you could take 2 credits of 2 different world languages. You must have a GPA of at least 3.5 and an ACT score of 27 or an SAT score of 1280 or higher. For these last 3, you can substitute one of them with CCP courses or AP scores. Talk to your counselor if you have any questions about that. There are also different honors diplomas you can earn, such as the Career Tech Honors. Maybe you're hands-on, you enjoy building things, designing things, fixing things, or diving into career-focused classes through the Career Center. This honors diploma recognizes students in career tech pathways such as engineering, health science, business, or manufacturing. It's all about mastering real-world skills while still hitting high academic marks. For this one, you will need 4 units of career tech courses, earn a cumulative score of proficient or higher on tech assessments aligned with your program, have a qualifying ACT or SAT score or work key scores. You must earn the industry-recognized credential seal or the technology seal. Like the academic honors diploma, many of the rest of these honors diplomas still require 3 years of world language, a minimum GPA of 3.5, a minimum ACT score of 27, and a 4th math class above Algebra 2. They also have options to substitute some of these requirements with CCP courses or AP courses. Next is the STEM Honors Diploma. The STEM Honors Diploma is for students who take advanced coursework in science, technology, engineering, and math. Think lots of labs, lots of equations, and maybe a future filled with storm chasing, robotics, coding, engineering, medical careers, or scientific research. Panthers with curious mindsets tend to love this one. For this one, you will need 1 additional unit of advanced science, 2 units of additional STEM courses as electives, must earn the industry-recognized credential seal or technology seal, and then complete an experiential learning in a STEM field. The next honors diploma celebrates students who dive deep into visual art, music, theater, dance design, or media arts. Maybe you're in multiple choirs. Maybe you live backstage during the musical. Maybe you carry a sketchbook everywhere, or you're editing videos at midnight for fun. If creativity is how you breathe, the Arts Honors Diploma might be for you. This one requires 4 credits of fine arts, 2 in electives. Earn the fine arts seal, experiential learning, and the arts. Lastly, we have the Social Science and Civic Engagement Honors Diploma. This honors diploma recognizes students who go deeper into social science, government, leadership, service, and community involvement. If you're that kind of person who volunteers, pays attention to the news, or wants to study psychology, political science, education, or public service, this might be your lane. For this one, requirements include earning the Community Service Seal and Citizenship Seal, 2 additional units of social studies. A few quick things to know. You can review the individual requirements for all of these honors diplomas at the website education.ohio.gov and type in honors diploma in the website search bar. You do not need to earn all of these honors diplomas. They are not required, and most students who are interested choose one that matches their strengths or goals. Remember, you also only need to meet all but one of the requirements. You're not supposed to do this alone, so if you have questions about the honors diploma and which one might be the best fit for your path, please see your school counselor. If you are interested in any of the honors diplomas besides the academic honors diploma, please let your counselor know. We will be sending out a Google form for students interested in pursuing a specialty honors diploma after this advisory. In the spring semester of your senior year, the counseling office automatically checks for students who have earned the academic honors diploma. You do not need to tell us that. Remember, these are about celebration, not pressure. It highlights the areas where you choose to stretch yourself. At Springboro, we know that Panthers don't all walk the same path. Some of you are scientists in the making, some of you are artists who turn ideas into color, and some of you are future engineers, nurses, teachers, coders, filmmakers, or community leaders. Ohio's honors diplomas are simply a way to recognize the unique strengths you bring to this community. So if one sparks your interest, reach out, ask questions, and explore your options. Your future is not one size fits all, and neither are your opportunities. You've got choices, you've got support, and we are here to help.
Hey Panthers, let's switch gears for a moment and make sure we're prepared for second semester. Please, before the end of this week, double check your second semester schedule. Make sure all of your class periods are accounted for, and make sure you don't have the same class scheduled twice. If you are a CCP student, please do not forget to schedule your second semester classes. Remember, CCP courses are semester courses, and they are scheduled by the semester. Registration for the spring semester is open now at all of our area participating CCP schools. If you haven't already registered for a spring CCP course and you plan to, please take care of this as soon as possible to ensure you can take the class that you want. Once you've registered, please don't forget to complete the CCP schedule response form and textbook response forms available on our website. These forms must be filled out each semester to make sure we have the most accurate information and that you have access to the textbooks that you need. If you've already completed your CCP registration, those forms are available to you now. Taking these simple steps now will allow you for a smooth transition into second semester. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to come see us in the counseling office, as we are here to help.
Hey there, Panthers. We talked a lot at the beginning of this video about test taking. Now, let's talk about some big tests that sometimes feel big and confusing, but don't have to be. The ACT and the SAT. These tests are tools, not destiny, not judgment. They are just tools that colleges use to understand your academic strengths. For the last several years following COVID, many colleges and universities were considered test optional. This means the ACT or SAT scores were not required as part of the college application, and you could send them only if you wanted to. For the past few years, the general rule of thumb has been to send scores if they helped your application and not send them if they hurt your application. Pretty simple, right? Recently, many schools have returned to making these test scores a required part of the application. So we thought we'd take some time today to answer 3 questions. When you should take the test, what's the difference between the ACT and the SAT, and how do you prepare in a way that doesn't make you miserable? Let's start with when you should take the ACT or SAT. At SHS, most students start thinking about these tests sometime between winter of sophomore year and fall of junior year. You don't need to rush. Also, the state of Ohio pays for all juniors to take the ACT in the spring of their junior year. More on that in just a minute. Here's a good general guideline for when you should start thinking about these tests. Sophomore year, you don't need to take the real test yet, but it's smart to try an online practice version if you can. This helps you know what the ACT feels like without any pressure. Junior year, in the spring, all juniors at SHS will take the test. You do not need to register to take this test on your own. For about the last 9 years, the state of Ohio has funded one of these tests for students to take in the spring of their junior year. This test will be offered during the school day, usually in late February or early March. This test is free to all juniors. Junior year is the main testing year for most Panthers. A great plan is to take the state-sponsored test in early spring. Plan to take a second attempt in late spring or early summer if you would like to try and raise your score. Why? Well, by junior year, you've taken enough math, English, and science to make it all make sense. But you still have plenty of time to send scores to colleges. Senior year, you can absolutely retake the test early in your senior year if you didn't get the score you wanted, or you're applying to a selective program that requires a higher score, or you're trying to improve your score for scholarships. But try not to wait until the last minute. Senior fall gets busy fast. If you're taking advanced math classes like pre-calculus or calculus as a junior, you may want to try the ACT for the first time in the fall of your junior year and use the free spring test as your second attempt to raise your score. ACT versus SAT, what's the difference? Think of these tests like two different video games with the same goal, just reach the finish line. Some players just prefer one style over the other. Here's the simple version. The ACT, the style is fast-paced, very straightforward, very time-tight with short sections. The ACT has English, math, reading, and optional science and writing sections. What the ACT is known for? The science section, which is actually data interpretation rather than just memorizing science facts. More geometry and trigonometry, and feeling like a speed test. If you like things that are clear and direct, the ACT might feel more comfortable. The SAT, this style is slower paced and more reading based. The sections are reading, writing, and math. The SAT is known for more emphasis on reading comprehension, fewer questions overall, a slightly calmer timing pace than the ACT, no separate science section, and if you like breaking down passages and working through logic, the SAT might feel more your style. Which one do colleges prefer? All colleges accept either test. Seriously. There's no one better in terms of admissions to college. Traditionally, the ACT was more common in the Midwestern states, and the SAT was more common on the East and the West Coast. Some students take both tests once. They see which score is stronger, and then they focus on that test from there. Many students just pick the one test that matches with their strengths. Both paths are totally fine. You will not mess this up. As I mentioned a little bit ago, SHS administers a free ACT to students in the fall of their junior year. The state of Ohio only allows the schools to give one free test, and with the ACT being more common in this area of the country, that is the one that we give. Now, in order to take the ACT during a different time or take the SAT, you can sign up on your own through either act.org or collegeboard.org. That's for the SAT. Now that you know a little bit about each test, how should you prepare? Here's how to prep without burning out. Start small. Before you buy a giant book or sign up for a prep class, take a free practice test at home. This gives you a baseline score, a sense of timing, and an idea of which test you prefer. Break studying down into short bursts. Just like we talked about with studying for semester exams, 20 to 30 minutes a few times a week beats cramming for hours. Your brain learns better in layers, not in marathons. Use official resources. These are created by the people who write the tests. ACT.org has free practice tests and question banks. Collegeboard.org has free practice on Khan Academy that adjusts to you. If you're going to practice, practice with the real stuff. Identify your growth areas and ask yourself, does timing stress you out? Do you lose points on careless mistakes? Is math your strong suit but reading sections feel slow? Focus your energy where it counts. Treat test day just like a sport. Again, a good pregame routine matters. Sleep, breakfast, drinking water, avoiding the panic huddle in the hallway. Show up early, be relaxed. Remember, you're not graded on stress levels, you're graded on clarity and pacing. A final word, like we said earlier, the ACT and the SAT are not personality tests. They don't measure your kindness, your creativity, your skills with people, or your ability to make the world a better place. They simply measure how you perform on one type of academic challenge on one morning. They can open doors, they can help you earn scholarships, but they do not define you. If you feel overwhelmed or confused or unsure where to start, talk to your school counselor, an advisor, or a teacher that you trust. You don't have to figure this one out alone. You've got options, you've got time, and you've got the entire Panther community behind you every day. Take it easy, Panthers.